Hi guys, welcome to Live Up with Shallon. Today's episode, we are going to explore the transformative power of self-discovery. With the understanding that we are born into diverse circumstances and the world shapes us through its teachings. Unfortunately, many of these lessons that we learn from life are negative and they don't foster peace to us. I've grabbed with this profound question: who am I? Or rather, let me put it back to you: who are you? Often, we are defined by external factors. We are defined by our career, what we do for work, our social statuses. We are defined by our educational background. You are a doctor. We are defined by our financial position, whether you're a millionaire or whether you're a billionaire, or even our perceived sexual identity. Whatever it is that defines us. But what happens when we strip away these labels? Who are we really? There are questions in life, as we are diving into this, that we really need to pay attention from. To those who know the framework of Dr. Miles Monroe, these questions are: who am I? Who are you? Without all these labels, without everything the world is trying to define you with, who are you? Before the doctor has tried to diagnose you and try to give you an identity or a title, who are you? First question. The second question is, where am I from? Where are you from? This is your source. When you understand your source, it's easier for you to understand your identity because you are identified from where you're coming from. It's your source that defines you. This is not a question of religion. We are talking about you understanding where you are coming from, according to what you believe. One way or the other, you need that question to be answered. Where am I really from? When you understand where you are from, you understand the identity that you come with from wherever you are coming from. The second question is, what am I here for? What are you here on earth for? Your purpose. Why are you you? Why are you here? Have you ever asked yourself a question that, why am I here on earth? The other question that is important is, where am I going? Your destiny. It's always good to know where you're going. Some people are frightened because they do not know where they're going after life. I think these questions are the questions that you really need to pay attention somehow to try and get them answered, for they give a certain satisfaction in your life. Another question is, what can I do? Which is your potential. This question will help us understand our capabilities before we can expect anything from others, which is our main problem, that we live so much according to people's expectations, according to what the next person says about you. Before we get there, we must understand ourselves. Before you put yourself out into the world, we must understand ourselves. We must understand our behaviors. Just getting to know your thoughts. Getting in your thoughts before anyone else. Before anyone else is trying to project their thoughts about you, what do you think about yourself? Your emotions. Before anyone is triggering, before you go around and blame people for triggering you to do certain things, are you in a position of understanding how you're feeling from within? Before your environment influences how you feel, how everything about you, in your own closed doors, to understand yourself. We forget that the universe has brought us here for a divine purpose. Listen here, you are not just here for the sake of it. There is a reason why you have your own. Look at how great this is. You have your own DNA. You do have your own unique fingerprint that no one else has. Why is that so? why there is only a one you in this world. It means there is something that you are supposed to be bringing on this particular world. Only when you identify yourself, when you know yourself, when you actually get to be comfortable in yourself. Our society often teaches us that achieving success and accumulating position will bring you happiness, which is why there is so much chaos out there, because each and everyone is trying to achieve certain standards for them to be happy. However, true fulfillment comes from living in alignment with your purpose. I have seen a lot of people who have money, I have seen a lot of people who have achieved so many things, but they're miserable because they feel void from within. It could be a wealth that you have been left by. It's not going to give you a satisfaction. What gives you satisfaction is when you are living in alignment with the reason why you are on this planet Earth, which is your purpose. When we become the true version of ourselves, we experience joy and contentment, acceptance, love, and self-awareness. To embark on this journey, we must accept and love ourselves. Do not expect anyone to come and love you. You know, we live in the world of energies. You get what you give, or how you perceive yourself. That's how the world is going to perceive you. So if you don't love yourself enough, do not ever expect the next person to love you enough. It all starts from within. It's an inside out thing, not like an outside in process. You start by loving yourself first. You start by feeling so much happy from within first. So it all starts with accepting, loving yourself. By accepting, what do I mean? I mean loving yourself the way you are, with all your flaws, with all the circumstances that you have been through, with the family that you feel like it's toxic, with everyone else that surrounds you that you feel like they are not really good people, with everything, all the baggage that you come with, you just need to accept and love yourself the way you are. You also need to acknowledge your traumas, things that have hurt you. Someone might be asking me, do you really know what I went through in life for you to say I must acknowledge it? Yes, you have to acknowledge the trauma. You need to face it. You cannot avoid it. Face your demons. Deal with them. They are yours. They are part of you. You cannot resist it. You have to just face it. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge that in your past, maybe your uncle or your brother raped you. Acknowledge that in your past, you have been hearing words that have hurt you. Acknowledge that in your life, the path that you have been walking was not so nice. Face it, it's part of you. Appreciate it. You need to recognize that these events, they don't define you. You are not defined by your circumstances. You have the power to redefine your story. The power is within you to redefine who you are. Not how the world perceives you, not how your family perceives you, not how your partner perceives you, not how your friends think about you. How? It's all about how. The power is within you to change this story. The concept of neuroplasticity reminds us that our brain can rewire and adapt. That's the power of our brain. It has the capability of rewire itself. It has the capability of adapting. By focusing on positive affirmations, which is something that I really do love, and self-reflection, we can reprogram our minds from all those negativities that we grew up feeding ourselves, our minds with, because that's how our community, like I've mentioned earlier, that's how our community is like. You are being fed by so much negativity. As a matter of fact, it has been proven that as humans, we react more to negativity more than we do to positive things. No matter how beautiful things are going, if there is any simple event that happened that is negative, everyone else is going to focus on that negative thing. I'll give you a quick example. You are at a wedding. We are all enjoying the vibe. We are enjoying whatever that is going on. Whilst everything else is going very well, probably the man who is bringing the cake fell with the cake. That's the event that we are going to remember about that wedding. That's how much we love negativity. We forget about all the positive things that are there and focus on the negativity. We can reprogram our minds and unlock our potential. As the saying goes, neurons that fire together, they wire together. Bro, take charge of your thoughts and your emotions. Half the time we live in this life without really taking charge of our thoughts. We don't really have time to sit back and really reflect on what is really going on in my own thoughts. What is it that you are really thinking about yourself right now? Just think about the thoughts that you have when it comes to your own life, how you perceive yourself, how you see yourself, how you see your own life. Have you ever had time to think or to reflect on your own thoughts? Take charge of your emotions, how you feel. You are not your emotions. You are not everything that is going on around you. You are not your thoughts. You're separate. You can watch it. I love Oprah when she said, you must be at a position where you actually be able to watch your emotions because they are not part of you. But it's normal to have emotions that get hurt. But it's also very possible for you to sit back and you're like, okay, I am going through this moment. It's going to pass. Probably you're grieving. Probably it's a heartbreak. Probably something has done something terrible to you. Do not let that define you. That's not who you are. Watch it from a very comfortable space and watch yourself go through stuff without you getting involved. You trying to control and trying to be in control, man, of your thoughts and emotions. This is a perfect exercise that we can do. You need to write down your traumas. We all have. We are all coming from different circumstances. I know, I understand. We are victims of different circumstances. You have your own story. Sometimes you have things that you cannot share to the world. When you try to explain to the world, people do not understand you. But you know what? It's part of being a human. We have all these traumas. What is important is to be aware of them, to face them. So what you can do is to write down. I want you to write down all the traumatic experience that you have. If you sit back and you think of it, those flashbacks that comes into your mind. It can be words that was said that were so negative that get stuck in you. You know, people are so reckless with their words. It can be something horrible that happened to you. It can be something that happened years ago. But those things are still haunting you. All this experience that has hurt you, face them, write them down. And you face your demons. You gotta face that elephant in the room by yourself. That I have heard what you have said about me. I've heard what they have wrote about you. I have said what they have said or what they have cursed you with. Acknowledge it. Face it. I'm not saying go back to your past, but it's part of you, isn't it? It's part of you. Face it. After you have write them down, if you are seriously following on this journey, when you write them down, I want you to know that that's not who you are. Whatever that happened to you doesn't define you. What I can tell you, this was only part of your journey to take you to where you are at right now. But do not let those circumstances define who you are. We might have different backgrounds. You might grow up without a family, a proper family. That doesn't matter. That doesn't define you. You are not defined by your race. You are not defined by your color. You are not defined by your background, man. You are better than that. We can change the story. We face the traumas, and you have to say to yourself, this is not me. All those voices, that's not who you are. Remember, we spoke about the identity that comes from the source. Whatever that you believe in, the universe has created you with a purpose to fulfill, with an identity. That's the same identity that you are going to get inside you. I want to take you back. I want to take you back right now. When you were a kid, when I was a kid, we all had a dream. We had a dream at some point. We had a dream. You had a dream when you were a child. Before the world tell you that you are a failure, before a teacher comes and tell you that you know, when they were measuring your IQ, not your EQ, without really them caring about what you were going through emotionally, before they even tell you that you are a failure, before anyone tell you that you cannot do this, there was a point when everything else was possible. I want to take you there. Take that power that was taken by this world, but that was taken by the circumstances that you went through. But when you had that dream, that's who you are. When everything else was possible, when you did not have all this toxicity in you, that's the person you are. By doing so, you unlock the door to personal growth, self-acceptance, and the true fulfillment. I want to quote some words from one of the old books that I always love reading. The words goes by, "Be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind." It's from Romans 12, verse 2. Be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. If you need a transformation in your life, it all starts in your mind. What is it that is in your mind? What is it that is in your mind? It's time we can change and shape our own reality. It's time we face all the negativity. To me, I call them evil. Whatever you want to call them. All the negativity, all those things that has been pulling you down to reach your full potential. You need to take that power. How do you do that? By renewing your mind. This is how you renew your mind. When you discover who you are, when you really get to a point of knowing, okay, this is the person that I am, you start saying it. You start visualizing it. You start living in it. You start believing in it before anyone else believes. Even if it goes against what the world is saying. Do not give up. That's who you are. I used to struggle a lot with honesty. The world has taught me not to be an honest person. So you always live in this life of lying, trying to create stories that are not there. So when I discover myself, I discover that I'm an honest being. But guess what? Discovering that I'm an honest being does not mean that it's all going to go away right away. There are times when I will challenge myself that I will affirm every day, I still do. Every morning, I am honest, I am optimistic, I am authentic, I am positive. All these things that I say to myself. So what happens is I'm bringing myself into some consciousness of things that I want about myself, in as much as I'm still fighting it. So what will happen is, when I lie, obviously, I'm not being honest. My mind will quickly reminds me right away, because I've brought it into my consciousness, innit? I will quickly be reminded, that's not who you are. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. Slowly you will get there. Because some of these things are a habit that has been created in us by this world. So do not even feel like you are failing when you're not doing things that are against who you are. As long as you know who you are, that's important. Do not wait for people to tell you about who you are. Do not listen to people's perspective about you. It's okay to understand but when it comes to you, you have the power to define yourself. As a matter of fact, I get to a point where I really do not care about what people say. I really don't. Because what they say, what they think, got nothing to do with me. It has everything else to do with them, with the demons that they are fighting, with how they are perceiving the world, with the challenges, with the teachings that they got. The world is the world is an oyster. So really, I am not going to be sitting down and listen to one's perspective because they only have this way of seeing life. If you really want to understand me, come to my perspective. See life from where I'm coming from. Then we can understand each other. With all this being said and done, my desire is that we find our true identity. Who are you? It's a journey that you start walking. Sometimes you ask yourself, who are you? You don't even have an answer. You know this question, right? Most people fail in job interviews. Tell us a bit about yourself. We always say these things. I'm a mother, I've done this, I've done that, I've done that, I've done that. Things, the identities that we have got from this world. And we forget ourselves along the way. So this journey is building yourself up, that even if you stand on any platform, when they ask you who you are, when they ask me who am I, first word that I'll answer is I'm authentic. I am optimistic. I am positive. I am kind. I am forgiving. I am understanding. This is how I have defined myself. This is the true identity of the person that I have discovered within me. Anything else that is not in line with what I said is not me. If you are walking through the journey of identifying yourself, of seeking your true identity, knowing your purpose, why you're created, write on the comment section, reach out to me, let's talk about it. I'm happy to walk with a few that one day we will sit back and enjoy this life, that I have found my true self and I am living my true self. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. I hope this has helped someone. Please do share the video, subscribe to the channel so that we keep on empowering each other so that our life can be transformed by the renewal of our mindset. Keep well. I love you. Shallon.